Okay, yeah. So I don't know. We this podcast is gotta kind of go because I gotta work early in the morning tomorrow.
Nah,
So
you'd be
yeah.
fine.
Hey man, you know what?
Um.
It's he's right. You're fine.
So you all came prepared with your notes about E3 and Peggle 2.
Yeah, I did.
Okay,
I
cool.
thought you were gonna say pegging. It's like, whoa, wait, hold on.
Pegging.
You don't know what happens backstage at E3.
I do. I've been with
You
Jeff
do?
Keighley. I have, yes.
You've been pegged backstage at E3?
By Jeff Keighley.
Damn, dude. Is that why they call you the Dorito Altar Boy?
Do they call me the Dorito Altar Boy? Okay, you heard
They
it here
do
first.
now. Welcome to the podcast.
What the fuck? Okay. Yeah, so this is gonna be the this is gonna be a podcast about E3 related shit. I think I've just already decided prematurely. I think I'm gonna make the thumbnail like a really crappy Photoshop of the Peggle 2 announcement guy with like I don't know whatever the fuck we decide to talk about E3 related in it. So
Just make it Reggie over the Peggle 2 guy, and then just have the thing say my body is Peggle.
Then put the Muppets in the corner.
For some reason, sure.
we'll think about that. I'll think about that one. I'll think about it. Me and the
My
voices in my
body
head.
is Peggle.
My body is Peggle. Okay, yeah, we'll go. Yeah, okay, all right. So yeah, E3 related podcasts. I'm not sure how to start talking about this. Maybe we'll just start talking about things that we do know, and then we'll move on to other things a little quicker. But there have been a lot of things that I guess have kind of started leaking now ahead of E3 in terms of announcements. I know I linked you guys to an article a few hours ago that mm, uh, sh- a reputable news site called what was it?
Daku.
Video Games Chronicle. No, Video Games Chronicle. Uh, Pretty much said that they know that 2K is gonna be announcing a Marvel XCOM game and a Borderlands spinoff. Um, which yeah, I mean I don't know what you guys think about that. I'm pretty excited to see what they look like. A Marvel XCOM game sounds definitely interesting, just because there's a lot they could draw from. It would be like if the Marvel Ultimate Alliance games had really good, actually had good gameplay. Um, that would be what a Marvel XCOM game would be like to me. And then the um the game that's a Borderlands spinoff is going to be called Wonderlands, and it's going to star Tiny Tina. And I don't really think we know anything else that's going to be about the what's going to be what that game is going to be about, other than its title. But what do you think? I don't know. We're all pretty big Borderlands fans here.
I don't know. At least with
Right.
the Marvel XCOM type game, all I can imagine is it's like Ultimate Alliance, but now it's turn based and you can only move so far. Like that
Again,
this
Ultimate Alliance with good gameplay. That's what it is.
Ultimate Alliance had okay gameplay.
Hmm.
And at least the XCOM style of game, only a very specific few people play XCOM style games. Just like it's the same thing they did for Marvel Avengers. They think if they just throw Marvel or Avengers onto it,
Mm,
people are gonna buy it,
that's
and they
not.
are.
I mean,
But your
yeah, that's not
but your
entirely
game's
true
gonna
though.
get it's like your game's gonna get bad reviews because it's not what people expected.
I don't. I mean, I don't know. It might get good reviews depending on how it turns out, but I don't
Yeah, like
know.
good reviews from like the 20 people who play and enjoy XCOM games.
But so like Marvel XCOM is a generalized way to put it. But you got to keep in mind one of Nintendo, like for example, one of Nintendo's most popular franchises right now is Fire Emblem, which is a turn-based strategy RPG.
Baby.
There are a lot of people who do get into
Yes,
that
but look,
genre.
in fairness, like Fire Emblem, you know how many people are fans of Fire Emblem? And it's been like that for a while.
You know
What
how
do
many
you
people
mean?
are fans of XCOM?
Not as many people are fans of Marvel. Like, I'm just saying, like, the game is probably going to be good gameplay. It's probably going to lot up to it. But the Marvel fans to jump into a game that they actually have to think before they do something, that's just gonna push.
I think that's a
That's just gonna
really
push a bunch of people away from it.
I think that's a really generalized view of an entire group of people because like
Listen, there's people who think Marvel Avengers is the greatest game because they're fans. Okay.
and that's why they'll think this is the new greatest game. So, but my point being more so is like this whatever this new game is, Marvel is such a huge IP that it reaches a gigantic list of people in terms of an audience. Yeah,
stuff,
fans.
yeah.
Like you can't really generalize, hey, Marvel fans, other than like if you're thinking just of like general normie type people who really don't do anything but casually watch Marvel movies. Okay, I could see that, but I don't think that's what I mean. There are Marvel fans can come from any sort of creed. They could be League of Legends players. They could be Nintendo fans. They could be PC gamers. They could be I don't know. They could be anything. Literally, they could play any type of game. It has no correlation with your attraction to like Marvel
They
comics.
Could be Madden fans for all you know, Tyler.
No.
So I mean, this will probably.
I mean, it's being made by 2K, so what's the microtransactions gonna be like though?
That's true. Yeah, right. Like I mean, this will probably hit a certain market, and the microtransactions will probably be real shit. I mean, everything when it comes to
all I want from this game is the story has to be good, the gameplay has to be solid,
yeah, tough shit.
and there has to be a good amount of playable playable characters like Marvel heroes and stuff. I'm not talking about, oh, here's a few, and then here's some nobody heard about, or here's some as a side character. And then later on, it's like, oh, hey, $5 for Captain America. Fucking what?
Yeah. $5
Hey guys,
to permanently
$15 and we'll get you the outfits from the last Marvel movie. Yeah.
Oh my god.
5 characters though.
Didn't they pull that shit in Avengers, dude? Holy
yes,
shit.
they did. Yes, they did. And they tried. I think they did it. I think 50% off or something. For I forgot what they called them. It was stupid. That's what I was.
They're stupid.
But it's onto the Borderlands spinoff. It's like I don't know why they're calling it a Borderlands spinoff. Like if it's Tiny Tina, I mean, like it's still Borderlands.
It's gonna be mid.
But it's like, why do they call it Borderlands? Like I know it's called Wonderland, but like, just call it Borderlands Wonderland.
I just wonder what it's gonna be, because I don't think it's. Oh yeah.
If it's going to be the same gameplay as Borderlands, then it's like, okay, it's not a spinoff. It's just Borderlands as a different person.
I doubt that.
If it's a total different gameplay and everything, I'm like,
I could see it being a Diablo style game.
No,
Tyler,
come
Tyler,
on.
Before we
I like
divulge
Diablo,
into that
but come on.
before we divulge into that hellhole, do you think the pre-sequel is a main series game?
I don't recall that game.
You have such a good life. Do you know that? Your life is great, Tyler. Your life is better than mine. It's good.
All I remember from that game is Zach walking up to me and saying, contract.
Contract. Yeah, I did do that, didn't I? Holy shit. Yeah. Throwback. I mean, I don't know. I think the pre-sequel is technically a main series game, just because it has the events that come from it are tied directly to the main series. And
you want to call it a main series game?
I mean, I would probably call
it's not
Tales
far
from the
to be a
Borderlands
side series
yeah
game.
I would call Tales from the Borderlands a spin-off.
But all those events transpired within the universe of Borderlands and also have affected the main series Borderlands
guys,
game.
that game's a movie.
But I think in terms of context, that game is radically different from everything that Borderlands had set out to be initially. And the pre-sequel was a little too faithful to Borderlands 2.
Yeah, faithfully garbage.
Yeah. I mean, to me, sure, I think it's a main series game. I just think it's a really crappy main series game.
Just like Borderlands 3 was a main series game, but it was also a crappy game. At least now.
Whoa.
on. Are you going to
Listen.
sit here and defend that game? You out your goddamn
Listen,
mind. Do
no,
not sit here and defend that trash pile.
The first couple weeks were
great. The first 2 months were awesome.
I poured like 70 hours in that game, and I'm pretty sure that's at least 60% of my playtime in Borderlands 3. So, you know,
I pulled 200 hours in that game, my guy.
I mean,
trust me,
fairness,
I know.
Zach, you did put a lot of time into Xenoblade Chronicles too.
That's true.
That
Wait, hold on. Okay, no, you lost me there, Chief. You're on the back right now. Tyler, this is gonna become a regular thing on this podcast. I'm gonna say you are smoking that.
Trying to get it so he can put Xenoblade in the.
It's gonna show up eventually. Don't worry.
Exactly, Tyler. This is going on his channel.
Gonna put it in the title and the content so people search it up.
Xenoblade 3. It's coming to D3. We're talking about it right now.
That was okay. You already.
Onto the Borderlands being a Diablo game.
Maybe.
No. Please no.
I would either see it as like a Diablo or like a God of War style game. But if not, then like I genuinely don't know what it would be. I don't think they would do the gun thing with Tiny Tina though.
But that's Tiny Tina.
See, I'm excited for that game because it's Tiny Tina.
Yeah,
Tiny Tina is one of the best characters.
Only thing I'm looking forward to.
But I like if I'm playing a top-down like fucking MOBA with Tiny Tina and Salvador. I mean, that doesn't sound super bad with Salvador, but it just the concept of the game itself sounds kind of bad.
That's like you took something that worked for years, and then you took something that was iffy.
Mm-hmm.
Iffy if you're not known for it.
And then you took a big steaming deuce on it because you don't know what you're doing.
It also depends on who's developing it too, right? Because if it's not directly Gearbox, or if it's not the main Borderlands team, which it probably isn't, considering they're still working on Borderlands 3 content, or they were not too long ago, then I'm a little skeptical of thinking how good it is, considering the last thing we got that wasn't worked on by the main Borderlands series developers was
trash.
Yeah, utter trash. But
I don't know. It's like the people from THQ Nordic made the Darksiders games, and they made Darksiders Genesis. Didn't really do that well.
Well, I mean, THQ Nordic didn't make THQ made Darksiders 1 and 2, and then THQ shut down, and then they were bought out by Deep Silver, who makes like the Saints Row games. And once when they were bought out and they rebranded to THQ Nordic, they had, I think there was a complete realignment and shift in the team. Like it was years that THQ was gone, so they probably got a whole new list of devs and a different team. So my assumption is like they didn't actually work on the first 2 games, and whatever they released afterwards was just them continuing.
Yeah, but at least with Darksiders 1 and 2, like 1, 2, and 3, had the same style, like gameplay changed throughout the games, but it had the same style, style as in like a God of War type fighter. You go enemies, beat them up. There's puzzles, you solve them.
Well,
you can level up stuff like that basic stuff.
I feel like 3 was the biggest departure from that though, because 3 was more of a Dark Souls game.
Yeah,
in a lot of ways.
It's still the same, third person slice them up games.
Yeah.
Whereas like Genesis was like
top-down Diablo style thing.
Diablo, and it's like it came out of nowhere, and like people saw it and it was like, what, why? You want us to buy this? Then they came out the collector's edition. It was like, why? No. Your Darksiders 3, I just played it because I played the other 2. I didn't.
Yeah,
I didn't like it.
Can we just get Darksiders 4 so I can never play your games again?
Yeah, I think that's sometimes I guess game studios and developers want to do these spinoffs to really reach a core audience for things, and I think it only works well. This goes to pretty much all the games we were talking about, from Marvels to Marvel, the new Marvel game to this, and I think when it comes to big IPs, they want to try to stretch it as far and as thin as they can, with markets and audiences that would work. Like, I think a Diablo style game would work for Borderlands, because the one connecting factor between, I'm not saying that it would be good or it'd be great. I'm just saying it could work in terms of appeasing the fans, because the one thing that connects Borderlands to Diablo is the loot, like the loot system. That's what people go to Borderlands games for. That's what people went to a lot of the older Diablo games for, even Diablo 3 to some extent, is, farming for loot and finding the best gear and getting the best stats. And if you can transfer that to that other style of game, then I think it could work fairly well.
But like the thing is, like with Diablo type games,
yes.
like what's Borderlands, you got loot, you got guns. Like there's, let's just say, a lot of all of that. In Diablo, there is a lot. But if they do a thing like Marvel Avengers where you equip something, but it doesn't change your character, then that's just lazy.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like. I'm pretty sure if you switch weapons, the weapons will change. Probably like, oh hey, this is a callback to Borderlands 1. This gun, and you fought this like monster that's strangely similar to this boss. That's where you get the gun. But if you don't change like the armor, like I don't know how they're gonna do a lot of things. Like they have to do it. They have to do it right. And by right, it's like, I mean, it's Tiny Tina. It's got to be funny.
Yeah, that seems like it's hard for
story to an extent.
It's gonna be. Seems like those two things seems like it's hard for Gearbox to do now. So,
along with make decent video games that they can support long term and continue to make good content for, they can't do that.
Hey, there's you want Tiny Tina's original outfit. $20.
She $35, boy.
That's $35 if you want it with the ears.
It's 40 without.
God damn it. Okay. So while we were talking earlier too, I managed to look up a couple of other relevant leaks to just kind of get things going. Things I didn't realize were actually up until now. So this is news to me. But apparently, the Shin Megami Tensei 5 release date has seemingly leaked on the game's official Japanese website ahead of E3, with a potential release date of November 11th, 2021. My question to you guys is, does that seem too soon?
That's very soon for SMT game, man. What the fuck?
Yeah.
So when's it coming out?
November 11th this year.
Like, didn't they just show it off last year? Like, that's
they showed it in a brief Nintendo Direct without any gameplay. So, I mean, this could probably be at Nintendo's Treehouse and big showcase.
I mean, if it was like middle next year, that's like, that would be the minimum, like the earliest it should release. But I mean, it is Nintendo. Who knows how long they could have been working on it.
So, yeah. I mean, this is Atlas, but yeah, they're separate. But
yeah, I don't know why I said Nintendo.
I don't think Atlas releases projects. At least they haven't released projects that are released in like less than 3-year intervals.
The last Shin Megami Tensei game released on the
like 2015, 2016.
The 3DS and like fucking 5-6 years ago. So I don't think it's. Yeah, I just mean it's a little soon in terms of like they just remastered Nocturne and dropped that. And like since they only showed off the game a few months ago, I'm surprised that they would show gameplay and be like, "Hey, it's coming out this year." But I wouldn't be too surprised in all honesty. One of the things that apparently this comes from Persona Central. They translated the what was on the leaked website information, and it says that the story kind of revolves around a main character who is a high school student who enters a deserted world called, oh my god, I'm not even going to pronounce this, Da'ath, where they fuse with a mysterious man and become Naobino, which is described as a forbidden being. So you get...
Gambino?
Yes.
Did you say a forbidden bee?
A forbidden being.
Oh, I think you said B. I was like, they're gonna become Barry B.
Benson. Barry B. Benson. You already know. Yep.
I mean, at least with games like that, like it sounds like a Shin Megami game. Like,
yeah, pretty much.
It's like just describing that. So, like, wasn't there a game like that before? A Shin Megami game?
Though,
like, it sounds so similar.
I was actually gonna say, I was gonna say. Based on what they're describing about how a high school student gets thrown into a desert world, and kind of has to navigate through it, it does remind me based on this little text blurb of Nocturne as the closest example, because like SMT4 was kind of almost like SMT's answer to Fire Emblem, in a weird way, because you had like these different like factions and like or at least like a you had to play the game to figure it out, but it was like it was kind of like the angel and devil on your shoulder allegory with some of the characters. But this game seems to be a lot like straightforward in its description. That it reminds me a lot of Nocturne. So I wouldn't be surprised if the game was going to draw a lot of inspiration from that, which is why they probably remastered Nocturne this year, to get people prepared for what is going to be Shin Megami Tensei 5.
It's probably why they kept Nocturne literally the exact same game, because a lot of people are complaining that it's the exact same as when it first came out, which is a bad thing. But I can see, like, with this game,
you're gonna pay $60 for the new updated version.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Gaming industries, isn't it great?
Mm-hmm. I just kind of hope this isn't like the end of the SMT series. Like they're gonna start rushing these games out. Like this is the fastest an SMT game has been both announced and possibly shown off, or released, excuse me. And like it's no secret that the SMT games have now become secondary to the Persona games. So I just kind of
so weird too.
Yeah. I just don't. I kind of hope they don't just turn SMT into like this weird little, not side project, but like this little test project that they test out new shit on, and essentially just throw it to the wayside.
Yeah, I mean, I hope that's not what it's just delegated to. That would be a little unfortunate. But I mean, I don't know. I feel like when you have that dynamic of that the Persona games do with the whole day-to-day life sim thing, and then the demon battling by night, it kind of gels a bit better in terms of gameplay flow than like just doing the straight dungeon crawling hard RPG like gameplay that the Shin Megami Tensei series is known for. So I would like them to maybe just mix it up a little with the series to make it a little more enticing, beyond it just being the Persona combat system. But like I don't know. I digress.
No, I agree. They need to do something, and I don't want it to just become a Persona. I guess a clone. I don't want it to become a Persona clone where it's just like, hey, SMT, but with day-to-day aspects. Oh, you mean Persona?
Yeah, that would be really stupid.
No. See, this character was possessed.
Yeah. This character was 18. The character.
These are demons, not Personas. Yeah. But yeah.
Bang your teacher in this game.
This is Kama.
0 out of 10.
This is Shida Kama.
Okay. Let's move on. So the last E3 leak that came out, I don't believe this one, but I'm just gonna throw it into the world. Apparently, internal leaks for Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl have been kind of thrown into the wolves, and they're saying that there's going to be a trailer at the Nintendo E3 Direct, and whoever had seen it said that the graphics have improved, quote unquote, a lot. And I don't know what that means. I don't know if Game Freak was like, press rewind, do it over, or like if they did a full 180 on the graphic style, or if it just looks a little better. But I wouldn't be, I mean, I think we're all expecting to see Pokemon Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl, and the new Pokemon Legends game, Arceus, at E3. But in terms of like, this is a really vague comment. Yeah, I don't trust Game Freak to make a game look good. That's all I'm gonna say. Like, I don't trust them. If you told me
to show us anything better than the first trailer they showed us,
if you told me Bandai Namco was making this game, I'd be like, all right, give it to me. I already know it's gonna look good. They make good looking Pokemon games. Fuck it.
At least the thing with Game Freak, it's like, no, they updated their graphics. Like, why? They already have Pokemon on the title. What else do they need? Like the game's gonna look exactly how it did in the trailers. There's not. There might be a few little graphic updates, but nothing that's gonna be really, really big.
Nah,
Like,
do you remember the Sword and Shield tree? Do you remember the Sword and Shield tree? They didn't even fix that in the goddamn final game.
They're
They
gonna
left that brown dookie stain in the middle of the field in the game, and they were like, "Ah, whatever."
they're gonna have us go from 15 FPS to 24 FPS, and everyone's gonna be like, "Good job, Game Freak." It looks semi
It's
presentable.
like, sir, we just got one pre-order. Don't touch a thing.
Game Freak, and they go from 30 FPS to 26 FPS. What?
I couldn't hear you at all on the mic. Like you were cutting out, but I could hear you in the room.
I said it in Nintendo. That's how I said it.
It's like, yeah, it's like that feeling that you had right there. That describes Pokemon frame rate. Yeah.
Okay, he's doing it on purpose. I can tell. He's doing it on purpose. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. I don't trust Game Freak. I can't trust Game Freak as far as I can throw him. So
how far can you throw them?
The new trailer might have
not very
shown off
far.
a few new Pokemon that looked a little bit better than the previous ones in the other trailer, but I doubt they updated anything. It's just Pokemon you haven't seen that look better than ones we already did see. So yeah, it's nah. What we see is what we get, and we saw.
Yeah. So
I just want new shit, Game Freak. I don't want this. I want new stuff, man. Put some of the good stuff into the game, man.
maybe.
Don't give me give me Gen 4 chibi style. Don't do it.
You'll get Gen 4 baby bottle.
Pokemon.
You'll get Gen 4 baby bobbleheads and you'll like it.
Not again.
Okay.
Baby bottle pop.
Dude, real goddamn quick.
Oh.
So from there, I guess we'll start talking about what games that we are excited for, games that we anticipate, things like that. I guess we'll start with yeah, so games at E3 2021 that you are that you want to see unveiled and announced. What's a game that you want to see announced, shown off?
Oh boy, let me go through the list. Okay. So aside from showing off stuff like Breath of the Wild 2, possibly God of War, I want to see more from Final Fantasy 16. I want to see a little bit more of that. That'd be cool, because, you know, the whole medieval thing looks kind of dope and cool and stuff and things.
Very well thought out.
All right, let me just be real here. I'm shooting down I'm shooting for a pipe dream right now. I want Double Fine to say something. I want Double Fine to say something either about Psychonauts or about Brutal Legend. I need them to talk. I just fucking.
They're gonna be at the Xbox Games Conference.
Give it to me.
They're gonna be at the Xbox Games Conference.
They goddamn better be.
What they're gonna say, I don't fucking know. Maybe they'll announce Broken Age 4 or something.
Don't do that.
Well, I mean, Tim Schafer has already confirmed that they are making a Brutal Legend sequel. Like, I remember.
I want to see it.
Yeah, no, you're
Give me the Brutal Legend for the PS4, for the PC.
Oh, honey, I got some bad news for you. I mean, it's probably not going to be even worked on until they finish up Psychonauts 2, which probably isn't going to be.
I know that, but I need to know what Psychonauts 2 is looking like.
It's probably not going to come out until 2022, I'm betting. But maybe it might come out this year. I don't know. But we've been waiting for Psychonauts 2 for like half a decade since they announced it.
When did they announce Psychonauts 2?
like half a decade ago, bro. Like they released that VR game like 4 years ago. And that was like 3 years after they announced Psychonauts 2, dude. God.
Tim
Schafer. Kingdom
Schafer.
Hearts time span.
Yeah,
Listen,
pretty much.
Tim Schafer, you balding fraud. Listen.
Balding fraud.
If I don't hear Jack Doodle ass cheek shit crap about anything, I'm gonna march up to your house, take a fat dookie on your doorstep, and you're gonna accept it in your hand. Wide open, unregrettably, with a smile on your face.
So, apparently, I just looked it up now because I was looking up when it was unveiled. Apparently, today, Steam might have accidentally leaked Psychonauts 2 release date. They listed it as August 25th, 2021.
Bullshit, let's go.
Yeah, I mean, we're probably going to get an official release date on June 13th, though, when the Xbox showcase happens. But I mean, like, it has been a really long time since they've told us anything about Psychonauts 2. And I mean, I'm hopeful that they're actually going to do something with it. Oh my god.
Going deeper in the rabbit hole.
Oh my god. Psychonauts 2 was announced and crowdfunded. Remember, it was crowdfunded, don't forget. 2015 at the Game Awards. It has been 6 years since we have seen Psychonauts 2. Oh, that's insane. That's fucking insane.
That's what I'm talking about. Woo.
Yeah, baby.
What the hell? Okay.
I'm gonna develop alcoholism at this point before this game comes out.
I'm gonna have a midlife crisis before this game comes out.
I'm gonna buy a Harley Davidson before this game comes out.
God. But the second part about Borderlands. Oh my god, I'm talking about Borderlands. Brutal Legend 2. That I don't think is going to be likely with it is that now that Xbox has acquired a lot of these studios and we're starting to see them shift toward being Xbox and PC exclusive, I think it's a very likely case that much like with how Starfield and a lot of Bethesda games going forward are only going to be on Xbox and PC, we might see, you know, Obsidian's next game, The Outer Worlds 2, or if they're going to work on a new Fallout game, that, or we might see the next Double Fine game being Brutal Legend 2 be Xbox and PC exclusive. So, I mean, it's something I don't want to see for sure, but I think it's very likely. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's, I mean, I would just like for a lot of the games that were once available on platforms that I owned and to stay consistent on those platforms. But, you know, I think with Psychonauts 2, the reason why it's going to still come to all the other platforms is because they have a contractual obligation through the Kickstarter that they had, the crowdfunding that they did for Psychonauts 2, because they promised they were going to put it on the other platforms. And this game was being worked on long before Bethesda, long before Xbox acquired Double Fine. So they probably were just like, yeah, let them continue doing their thing. But I think going forward, whatever games are being funded by Xbox and made under the Xbox team umbrella are probably just going to be released only on Xbox and Microsoft platforms. So,
damn, that sucks to not own a PC in 2020. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, I just don't like that we're segregating markets like this in a weird way again. I mean, like, I understand, like, it makes sense to me if a video game studio or video game console manufacturing company owns a studio and that studio creates wholly original content for the hardware. I mean, obviously you're going to want to go to Sony for the Sony games, you're going to want to go to Nintendo for the Nintendo developed games, you're going to want to go to Xbox for the Xbox Game Studio games, like, you know, things like, I was going to say like Halo, but, you know, whatever. But, like, it's just very strange when something like this happens, because I remember people got on Xbox's shit in, like, 2015 for doing this same exact thing, where, like, they made this a deal with Square Enix to make the Tomb Raider sequel, like, an exclusive for, like, a half a year on Xbox, which is, like, it made no sense, because the first Tomb Raider was on PlayStation and on PC and everything. So why were you making it exclusive on one platform, the sequel, to pretty much tell fans, like, hey, if you want to keep up with the story, shell out $500 for this new console. Yeah, it seemed
people have been loyal and played it since the fucking beginning.
Yeah. Like,
buy our system to play it. Or wait half a year.
And that's the mentality that I don't like about the Xbox acquisition of these studios. It's like they have all of these IPs that were once, multi-platform, had a really big influence in the world of gaming, and were really a massive part of video game culture across the landscape of it entirely. And they just have the reins to put it on one platform and be like, if you want to play the next Elder Scrolls, buy this. If you want to or use our service, if you want to play the next big Fallout game, buy this platform or buy this service, get on our platform. Which, I mean, it definitely works in terms of getting people on board to do your shit, but it's just not consumer. Like, it's not a pro-consumer move. Why Xbox doesn't just get their shit together and actually make interesting and unique and completely original video games and video game franchises like Nintendo and Sony have been doing is beyond me. I mean, like, but here we fucking are. I don't know. They definitely have the money to hire really talented developers and make their own studios, but they choose to instead just buy them, which I think is a bad look in the long run. But I don't know. I'm ranting.
You've noticed.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think Xbox is dying, like hard, like bad.
I think it's the opposite. I mean, I think it's the opposite personally. I think they're thriving right now, but that's only because of the acquisitions they've made.
Yeah, that's short term. I'm not talking about short term.
Oh no, I think it's long term, dude. I mean,
it's like the fact that like Microsoft is just buying everything. I'm just like, you always hear like, oh, Microsoft bought this, Microsoft bought this, Microsoft bought this.
Yes, Microsoft. That doesn't mean Xbox. That means Microsoft.
Well, Xbox Game Studios bought.
Well, it's like this, like they're buying everything up. It's like seems like y'all are trying everything to get people to recognize you, or people to say, oh yeah, you guys are a thing.
They're doing like the industry built answer to people's problems. Like, this is almost kind of in a way similar to how I feel about I mentioned this to you when we were in like a party chat earlier, Tyler, like Paramount Plus. Like, I don't know. I didn't hear shit about Paramount Plus like until about last month when they announced the Rugrats reboot and when they announced this iCarly reboot that's coming out. It's like instead of like creating original content that gets people excited for your platform, for your streaming service, in terms of Paramount Plus and making people want to actually get it, you're like buying the ideas that existed before, and you're getting the people who are already attached to those ideas previously to jump on the bandwagon of your platform by buying them up and regurgitating them in your service. And like, that's just really like, it just seems so fucking fake to me. Like, I don't know. It seems like, I don't want to use like the term industry plant, but it literally seems like these big multinational corporations are going like, or multi-billion-dollar corporations, I should say too, are going like, what are things people like? Oh yeah, people like iCarly. Let's reboot that. And then they use all their money. I don't want to say industry. I don't want to say. I didn't want to say industry plant, but like that was what came to. That's what came to my mind. It's like that similar process of like a board meeting of suits getting together and trying to decide like what's the most cold and calculated move we can possibly make in order to get something to sell or get something to work. And this is versus like, other streaming platforms like Netflix, for example, where they had completely original content, things like Stranger Things, even the Witcher series, which, sure, that's based on a video game series, but they had the idea and they rolled with it because they hired someone who would be able to do it well, and they did it well. And I mean, like, those series, those ideas that are thrown onto the board are completely different than, someone buying an idea and being like, we're just going to regurgitate this and force you to buy it because, hey, you like this thing. It's not ours, but we own it now. So, or it wasn't our creation, but we own it now. And I don't know.
You watch this thing for 20 years on this one platform, buy hours to watch this thing that might not be as good.
Yeah.
Let me ask you, between Netflix and fucking Paramount, who do you think is going to be more successful in the long run?
Netflix.
I think it depends. I don't know. I don't know. I think it depends on how the game is played, and how consistent they can roll out content with something like Paramount Plus.
So let me ask you this: after the last fucking Fallout game just came out,
Yes.
that piece of fucking hot trash ass Dookie Dick Stain Fallout 76, which was bad.
Yes.
Are you looking forward more to a Fallout game or a fucking Uncharted game? Granted, I don't think Uncharted's coming out, but like you get the point.
I mean, I of course I'm looking more forward to like an Uncharted game, but I'm saying it more in terms of like there are so many pieces falling into Xbox's playing field. I think this is going back to Xbox again, but yeah, in terms of like the way that they're propping up Game Pass as a service, pretty much being like the answer to Netflix for video games, the way that they're really trying to push IPs from these development studios that they bought up. Because they have, despite Fallout having problems, they still have the Elder Scrolls, they still have Doom, they still have Psychonauts, they still have the Outer Worlds, they still have like all of these IPs and all of these like various they still have Dishonored, they still have like they still have like all of these really hyped up big franchises that they could just re-release on Game Pass at any moment. And that's something that I think is a piece of the puzzle. And I think if they play their cards right and they continue not to just acquire studios, but they continue to pump out different types of content to keep eyes on them for years to come, I think this could be a long-term thing, you know, like, because the more studios they buy up, the longer release times they have for things. 1 month they're hyping up the new Doom game. The next month they're hyping up the next Elder Scrolls. The next month they're hyping up the next. This is just all hypothetical. The next month they're hyping up the new Halo. Next is Gears of War. Next is next is the next Dishonored game. You know, it's just it keeps going and going and going until you can snowball and get all these big gaming franchises consistently in your wheelhouse. And I think that's...
I mean, all it really takes is a couple of those games to really be duds, and all of a sudden people look at Bethesda like they're a washed up dish rag.
And I don't disagree with that.
So there's definitely the prospect that, you know, this is going to be a healthy relationship long term. They're going to be making lots of money. This is going to keep Xbox very relevant. It's going to keep them afloat, and so on and so forth. But there's also the possibility where, because Xbox is now interfering with the production and the publishing of these games that have by themselves been pretty decently fine, minus a few hiccups here and there, there's the possibility that Xbox decides to jam their foot in the door and start mucking about in the process, and that could start fucking shit up. You don't know.
Maybe, though I would say that Xbox would probably be hesitant to do that, only because one of the things I'll give them credit for is they saw the backlash to Halo Infinite when it was first shown off with the horrible footage that did not look next gen at all, and they have indefinitely delayed that game since then to be worked on and improved. So it's obvious that they listen,
which is their biggest IP that they are not releasing.
But that was on them though. You know, they made themselves a walking meme in terms of Xbox Series X has no games. It came out with nothing, when they could have just dropped a Halo day one with it, and it would be free on Game Pass if you owned Xbox Series X. But they chose not to make the product a quality one, to make it work and to actually.
Do you think they did it that way, or do you think they did it to the fact that they knew they wouldn't make money?
Oh, they did
it for the fans, or because they wouldn't get money?
Yeah, they did it in response to the backlash, because they knew they would get negative press and reviews, and they knew that it might turn into another Cyberpunk situation. I think Cyberpunk might have been the saving grace for Halo Infinite. Like, it would have been, it was the opening eyes for them. We're like, oh my god, that could happen to us. Fucking stop, go back. I think that's...
Open your fucking eyes, samurai.
Yeah, I think that's probably a big factor in it, which in all honesty is like the opposite response of what Bethesda as a game studio in and of itself had initially with Fallout. Because keep in mind, Fallout 76 happened before the Xbox acquisition. Like, Bethesda did that all by themselves. They fucked that shit up all by themselves. So I'm not saying that Fallout 76 wouldn't have happened if Xbox was involved, but I'm just saying the responses are so radically different that I could see, if the next Elder Scrolls doesn't look good at E3, if Starfield doesn't look good at E3, then Xbox might be like, okay, we'll give you more money, but that's to just make it look good, take as much time as you need, and I think it would be okay. But I mean, I don't know. This is all the speculation based on one instance of behavior from Xbox Game Studios in the past. I don't know what's actually going to happen. All I know is that Xbox. I think in a few years, when we look back on it, we're memeing on Xbox now, but I think they're going to be a really big force in gaming in terms of not necessarily the consoles. Because I don't think that's what they're aiming for. I think they're just looking for consoles as like entry boxes for people who don't want to build PCs. But I think what they really want to push is their Game Pass service. I think that's what's going to make them huge. And
well, like, how many of those, like, since they're like buying up everything, getting everything, how many of those do you think if they get? Like, how many of those do you think that they'll get that will be like a bust to the point where people just won't care that they're buying up shit anymore? Because I mean, if you buy up 100 different IPs or 100 different just random things, and 75 of them suck or bust, do you think people are going to be excited about 101?
I think people will be excited about Game Pass.
But it's like, what if the Game Pass just keeps releasing crap after crap after crap after crap? And
I mean,
one out of 10 is good.
Well, the other factor in Game Pass is that Game Pass also applies to PC. Game Pass is not just an Xbox exclusive thing; it's a Microsoft thing.
Yes,
so
but I mean,
Game Pass could very well thrive on and be this great thing for Microsoft on PC, but on Xbox, who knows? Well, this is all just speculation. I have no idea.
The thing is, you gotta keep in mind that the service that Microsoft uses for gaming, for Game Pass, and for everything is Xbox Game Service. It is the Xbox answer to Steam, pretty much. So it's still Xbox. It's still within the Xbox ecosystem. It's still a part of Xbox. It's just running on a PC.
It's like also on a more popular platform.
Yes. Which is why
the other thing.
Yes, which is why I think that the Xbox Game Pass will continue to be probably the focus of it. Like, I don't know if the Xbox after this console generation, if Xbox is going to release another video game console. I genuinely don't know, and that's because I think they would probably look toward their service, which is Game Pass, and be like, this is our ecosystem. This is where our value lies. You're going to give us $150 a year to play thousands of games at your leisure. And that's going to be how we make our money and share our revenue. Because like with making video game consoles, there's one thing that I remember and I know of, and that's that usually console manufacturers, they break even with the consoles and then they make money on the software. Like, that's how it works. So if they just have to forego making the hardware, and they could just drop the software, and they drop the software on a service that is, well, I mean, it's free, but it charges people recurringly monthly, and all they have to do is develop and consolidate all of these IPs into this one service. You got to fucking rap, dude. Like, that's it. Like, you're making bank. You're making bank off of that shit.
That's a huge W. I'm not going to disagree with that. But there's also the public perception, whereas if Microsoft is not making Xboxes anymore, and Xbox is not necessarily defunct, but the Xbox itself is now defunct.
Well, I think
looked at publicly as an L.
Well, I mean, I think it wouldn't be defunct.
And then, like, the console is going to be the PlayStation.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't think it would be defunct, though. I think it would just switch its meaning. It would go from Xbox console.
The physical Xbox is defunct now. That's the physical Xbox is defunct.
But like, if you're saying if they're not going to make any more Xboxes and focus on the Game Pass that you could just play on PC, and it's why would I get an Xbox when I can just play it on PC and play it better on PC?
Xbox itself will thrive.
Yeah.
Not the console will become not defunct, but I don't know a better word for it. But the console itself done so.
Outdated.
Not happy.
Yeah,
not even outdated. I mean, Xbox usually has pretty good fucking consoles. Let's be real. I mean, the specs on those things are really goddamn good.
Yeah.
But there's no reason to buy an Xbox, and they stop making Xboxes publicly. That's an L. Obviously, they're gonna probably be making more fucking money. But well, I don't know. Public opinion holds something.
I mean, you got to look at too. Like Sony's been pushing a lot of their games onto PC now too. So I mean, like things like Horizon Zero Dawn, things like Days Gone. Apparently, Uncharted's the entire 4 games that released, including Lost Legacy, so I think 5, are gonna be on PC soon. So I mean, like I think at some point we're gonna see both of the publishers reach the PC ecosystem because they want money and they want their games to reach as many people as possible.
Well, Sony also does the exclusivity thing for an amount of time.
Oh, I mean, yes, that's what well, what I'm saying is that until like literally a couple months ago when Days Gone hit PC, Sony never put a game on PC. They always had it on PS4 or PS5 in this case too.
I mean, you could also say that's them trying to capitalize on someone buying Days Gone because Days Gone was.
But that's what I mean though, is like I think one of the CEOs or one of the main people, one of the main heads in Sony said like, oh, we see people like Sony games on PC. We're gonna do this more now, like, so like that's what I mean though, is like I think that this is gonna be a repeated trend where other game first party games studios and manufacturers are going to just start putting their shit on PC, and they're going to start trying to turn their console into a service and an ecosystem. And I don't think it's going to be necessarily a W or an L for one group or for another. I mean, sure, in terms of like the fanboys, you'll see people say like, oh, look, the Xbox, why are you going to buy that $500 piece of shit? But I mean, I think in terms of what makes money and what gets people interested, it's all about how can you turn these video games into a really accessible and enjoyable way for people to play and communicate with each other with. How can you turn this thing that required one box and a room and alone and one console and one controller that maybe you didn't think was too comfortable into an experience that you can share across multiple platforms and reach as wide of an audience as possible. And which is why I think we're going to head into that shift where things aren't going to be as limited to one space or another, which I don't know, again goes all the way back to why I'm just not happy with how Xbox is just buying up studios and being like, buy it here, do this here. Like, I don't know. It's
like, at least with like gaming companies moving their stuff, like moving their games and stuff over to PC. And like, if this console is going to be like the last console of PlayStation and Xbox, like it was a long time to get from the previous gen to this gen. Like, it was a good few years, a normal amount of time for the next gen console.
Yeah.
And it's such a big upgrade. PCs are continually upgraded, like year by year by year.
Yes.
There's going to be a certain point where these games, like let's say like 5-6 years down the line, PCs are going to upgrade by 5-6 years. Our consoles are going to stay the same. But these games are going to upgrade to play on PC, where they're just going to become insufficient on our consoles. Yeah. And if they make games for consoles to play at the maximum,
that's
it's just going to be mid on like PC. So it's just going to push like, I could definitely see them hold doing back it, games, but yeah, I could definitely see them doing it. Or if like with Game Pass, pay next gen consoles, or pay $70 to play it on Xbox. And if you want to play it on PC, at least with Game Pass, pay another $20 and you get the PC updated version. Then that's just, it's like, or you just pay $80 once. Like this, there needs to be a healthy medium between console and PC, because they keep pushing for PC.
I mean, I think the big thing is that eventually, because the problem that runs with video game consoles now is like back in the day with old consoles, they were pieces of hardware that were created for the sole purpose of playing games, and then things like PCs and computers didn't really have the capacity to play a lot of games unless you had a like specific PC built for it. This is like way back in the day, airing from like the old Atari 2600 to like the GameCube. Like that era of gaming, that period of gaming was when like we were running on Windows XPs. And we could,
good times.
and we couldn't play anything except for fucking like, I don't know, Pong in like, I don't know, fucking Toontown.
Super Mario Sunshine.
Oh, I meant like on PCs, but like the PC landscape has shifted so fast, so radically, and so dynamically in terms of like now, ever since essentially the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 console generation, PCs have been the forefront of gaming because the hardware is finally caught up enough that it can handle the software that video games are running on. Yeah. And now because of that, and we update PCs every year because graphics cards and CPUs and GPU, or graphics cards, CPUs, all these things, they're directly tied to other things that go on in other people's lives, from video and photo editing to making movies and films to I don't know, to like photography and to just basic uses of someone's smartphone or anything like that. Like, these computers serve a purpose outside of gaming, but they also serve a purpose in gaming, and that's why having these rapid updates every year allows technology to go further and further and further at a much faster rate than consoles and console manufacturers are able to handle. Because again, usually what happens with a console life cycle is that they release a console, it's sold at a loss, but the software makes the sales profit.
Like the extra stuff is what they make their bank on.
But then, like, if it's gonna be, if we're gonna have PC hardware updates so frequently that a console just becomes obsolete in 2 or 3 years, I think we're going to see console manufacturers be like, why am I making a video game console?
But do you think like later on in the future, like speaking of like yearly upgrades with PC, do you think they would ever come out with a system and then sell upgrades for the system?
Maybe.
Like say like the system comes out, it's like say like next gen system like PS6, let's say.
Yeah.
It'll come and it'll be, let's just say it comes in a terabyte. It's got a let's say 320 GPU. Do you think they'll sell like, okay, hey, while you have this, we can sell you a 560 GPU and a 2 terabyte hard drive, or we can sell you this graphics card so you can actually customize your console like you would a PC?
I think the next gaming PCs will just be pre-built PCs. Or gaming PCs, gaming consoles will just be pre-built PCs.
But it's like
it's kind of what they already are.
Yeah, no, I just mean like pre-built with the ability to shift out graphics cards and update on the fly, and that would be a lot more reasonable for people. And then, like,
if you want to get technical, you can already do that.
Yeah, but you know, now if you do it with it, then it's a whole bitch to sell it and everything. It's like, you can't open our systems, like to make it better then.
No, you void the manufacturer warranty.
Yeah,
whatever.
But like if they come out with like, there's like pre-built PCs that can do all of that. But if they put it on like console for the sake to upgrade itself, like with like updates and stuff like that, why wouldn't they just charge us to do it if we're already doing it for PCs? It's like if they make their bank off of extra accessories and updates and like not updates.
I think it would be a really simplified version of it. I think it would be like you have a really easy way to just, hey, here's a PC dedicated to PlayStation. It plays all the PlayStation games. We know, we've tested. It's a first party thing. And you can buy our first party parts to update it if you want to make it run a little better. And it also comes with, boom, like let's just say we'll store in PlayStation Now, which is how people are going to end up playing their games in one way, shape, or form in the future. Let's again, like just a hypothetical, and it comes with that built into it. And this is the PS6. It's a PC pretty much with the ability to solely play PlayStation stuff. And then we're gonna have like an Xbox PC it has Game Pass installed in it, and you can buy our first party GPUs, you can buy our first party things, and it's gonna be really easy to install and simple. Versus like when it comes to the PC landscape, you have like all these different parts.
Yeah,
you got to figure out what works with
parts.
what. Yeah, you got
that shit's gonna explode.
Yeah, so I think that would probably be the caveat in like them doing that is like, you would have consoles essentially become that. Because like actually a really good example, it came to my mind just a minute ago, of like what I was saying earlier kind of coming into play is like you look at like Xbox and PlayStation, who have kind of been working their ass off to make sure that their hardware matches up with PC PC hardware at the current time, in terms of like they're like trying to be one step ahead of the game. Like PlayStation with the super fast SSD where games load really quick, they're trying to be like, okay, this is how we're going to one up PCs right now. Or Xbox with like, hey, we have all these different graphics settings and we can run games at really high frame rates that you would have to spend over $1,000, $2,000 to get a PC with in order to get this frame rate and this quality. And that's like them dedicating their time and their money and their resources to making those consoles run as well as possible. And then you have a company like Nintendo where they've just kind of been following the flow and doing their own thing.
Like Pokemon? We've got Pokemon.
Yeah, that's what I mean. There was like, Nintendo doesn't look at the PC market. They don't look at how...
Yeah, they're not there to compete. Yeah, they're just there to be there.
Oh, but I think that's by design. Again, I think it's like you have again, PCs constantly shifting and updating and making games look better and better and better. And you're seeing that gap really widen between what we see in like a high-end PC and what we see in Nintendo's newest gaming console. And that's purely because Nintendo is like not focusing on the hardware side of things versus they're focusing on the software side of things. Though Nintendo's weird, they're stupid. I don't know what the fuck they think most of the time. Cause
it's like, at least with like PlayStation, Xbox, PC, they're always like of course there's always the console wars, like console better than PC, like all of that. They're always fighting with each other. Nintendo, they're not really a part of that war. They're just, like I said, they're more, it's like the software, making, the same, making this, when it works, don't upgrade it. That's pretty much Nintendo's.
The one thing Nintendo has done extremely, extremely well is created this necessity that you need to have a Nintendo console no matter what.
Yeah, Nintendo keeps their shit.
You can't get it anywhere else. If you get it somewhere else, your ass getting sued. You're going to jail. Nintendo jail. The Nintendo Ninja's coming for your ass.
Yeah.
Right? You're not fucking around. But that's the one thing Nintendo's done really well in terms, on top of the fact that a lot of the games they put out that aren't called Pokemon are pretty good.
Yeah, Nintendo is the progenitor of like the idea of, hey, we have really good. It doesn't matter if you're running on a potato. If you're playing something that's really fun, it's really fucking fun. Like
netcode, more like launch code. Am I right?
Pretty much, right?
But you say your game's running at 30 FPS. What do you think this was? An Xbox?
Damn, you running 30 FPS? We programmed that.
That's the Switch Pro. Holy shit! Tyler got the Switch Pro. His game's running at 30 FPS. I don't believe it.
Damn, bro, you pre-ordered that when it came out. We didn't.
Next, you're gonna tell me. Crazy. Next, you're gonna tell me you're running at a stable 1080p too. I don't believe it, dude. I don't believe it at all.
Next thing you'll tell me you got access to the N64 too. Like, come on, bro. Get out of here.
Hey, hold on.
But yeah, like that's kind of my point. Is like you have things like Sony and Microsoft trying to push the envelope and shifting into the PC landscape because they want their software to be at the forefront, and they don't really necessarily care about how their hardware is going. But then you have Nintendo, who's like, we're going to make dedicated hardware for our software, and we don't care how far behind we are of the trends. We're just going to make the next Zelda game.
We're gonna make a Mario machine, and you fuckers are gonna buy it.
We're gonna run our next Zelda game at 720p 30 FPS in 2021 because
480
we
on
can.
handheld mode.
Pretty much, right? Oh god damn it! This was supposed to be a fucking E3 podcast.
The story. Tim Schafer, come on the podcast. Explain yourself.
Oh yeah,
balding fraud.
So Zach, what games are you looking forward to at E3?
Oh yeah, we were supposed to talk about that. So what games I want to be announced at E3. What I want to happen at E3. I want to see, this is a big one, okay? Monolith Soft, show us Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Do it. Just do it.
Oh my god.
This 2 was so good.
What is this guy? The Xenoblade guy? What are we on, a Xenoblade channel?
I just want to figure out what they're gonna do next, because like I don't know. It seems like with the last few Xenoblade Chronicles releases, they've kind of shifted away from the wacky shit that 2 did. And I'm hoping that's them distancing themselves from that and making it like, hey, this is a one-off thing. Because Future Connected was pretty solid. I thought it was okay. I mean, hell, even the follow-up to Xenoblade 2, which was Torna, I thought was okay. I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was a turn on the darker side of the series once again, which I enjoyed. I thought it was a lot more tonally consistent. I thought it really worked well. So having a Xenoblade 3, especially I want to see what it is, because the series director, Takahashi, was like, hey, look out for Future Connected, because it's going to tie into the future of the Xenoblade series. I don't know what that means, but if they're making a direct sequel to Xenoblade 1, that's what I want. So give it to me, please.
It's just gonna be what are the Napon's names from Future Connected? Little bean boy girl.
Kino and
Nene.
Nene,
yeah.
That annoying thing from Blue Dragon.
Please no, not Maramaro.
You mean the protagonist?
Oh my God, Shu. Oh my God, I just no. Okay, let's not talk about that.
Oh God, they're eating her, and then they're gonna eat me.
Oh my God, but I mean, yeah, I want to see Xenoblade 3, and I want to see what adjustments they make to the gameplay system and how they advance it to make it better, because one of the things I like about Xenoblade is so far is that it seems like every new entry is something different, and I don't know entirely what to expect. Now, sometimes that means we get duds. Sometimes that means we get Xenoblade Chronicles 2, okay? Sometimes that's what that means, I'll be fully honest with you. But then sometimes for every Xenoblade Chronicles 2, we get a Xenoblade Chronicles X. So if I can get Mike Shinoda rapping in my ear for Xenoblade Chronicles 3, then I think we'll be okay on that. But
so Xenoblade Chronicles X2, you're telling me?
Actually, yeah, that's something that they need to do, because they did leave X1 on a cliffhanger. But I think it's more likely that we might actually just see Xenoblade X remastered on Switch. That's like
with Mike Shinoda in the game.
That's literally the one video game they have yet to bring back from the Wii U. Like, they have ported every single video game that was a major Nintendo release on the Wii U except for Xenoblade X. Like, what are you doing? What are you waiting for? Just do it. Like, I don't understand what, like, I don't know. It's like the one game that needs it desperately too. Like, I don't get you, Nintendo. Like, you release Xenoblade X on a console that only has 32 gigs of storage, and the only way to properly play it with decent load times and good rendering and good field of view is by downloading a patch that makes the game fucking 40 gigs. Like, just put it on the Switch.
I'll lend you my Switch Pro.
Just put it on the Switch so it can run decently, and I don't have to fucking go through an arm and a leg to make a YouTube video on it, because I gotta re-download fucking 80 gigs of software again. Like, come on, Nintendo. What's wrong with you? Get your head out of your ass. Okay.
Nintendo. Put more for Xenoblade 3. Let's go.
I'm looking forward to, at this next E3, for the next Elder Scrolls game. Like,
yes.
You know
how long? Like, because I know they showed the trailer a while ago.
Was it like 2 or 3 years ago?
Yeah, I think it was like 3 years ago. It was the same year they showed off Fallout 76. It was the same year they showed off Fallout 76.
But like, you got like because I know they did like the the sky view, and then Elders. It's like, oh shit,
just
the next Elder Scrolls game. I want this one. Like, I want it to be in Hammerfell. That's where I want it to be. It doesn't look like Hammerfell, but shit can happen. Maybe it's just a different part of Hammerfell. But whatever.
It's gonna be Black Marsh, dude. It's gonna be the Argonians' homeland.
The Argonian homeland. Let's go.
You already went to the Argonian homeworld.
Not for
you're going elsewhere.
Yeah.
But like this one needs to be a new land. Well, it needs to be a new land I haven't been before. I need some actual like not gameplay per se, but like a look at some of the game, like a look at something, not fucking like little trailers.
You're gonna have to wait till E3 2022.
Like cinematic things, or like an overworld. Like I want to see some things about the game.
We need like a Fusroda trailer for Elder Scrolls.
No, you're gonna be waiting until after Starfield comes out. You're gonna be waiting until E3 2022 for
22, 27.
I just want to see how, even knowing the name as like Elder Scrolls Hammerfell. I'm like, what? Nice. I'm gonna pre-order that. That game's gonna. Oh god, that game's gonna be so ridiculous.
Pre-order a game that's not. Yeah, it's not gonna be out until 2026, bro. Like,
listen, okay. I just want to see the title of it. That's all. That's just the title. If I just get the title, I'll be like, okay, I'm a little disappointed, but I got a title.
You know,
do you see what you're doing to people? You sick bastard! They didn't want the game; they just want the title.
Tyler, I'm surprised. I'm surprised you didn't say Elden Ring. Because
that's what I was about to say that.
Because Jeff
Keighley, I was going to say Elden Ring actual gameplay.
Because Jeff Keighley has actually come out and said he has Elden Ring, and he's going to show it off during the Summer Games Fest, which is like the kickoff to E3.
Because I want to see, like, because I know there's they showed like trailers to Elden Ring, a few little like gameplay trailer, but I want to see like an actual like maybe like.
Oh, I think we're actually going to get a gameplay blowout. Yeah, I think we're going to
get a 15-minute gameplay of like an actual gameplay. Now I know when they say actual gameplay, it's not actual gameplay, but
I mean,
I want to see
a Souls-like game, especially Elden Ring is going to be made by From Software, right? I'm not wrong on that. Yeah, they're going to show gameplay. From Software always just goes in raw with gameplay. Like they'll do like a little.
You have to factor in the George R.R. Martin effect. All right.
Oh, if they get George R.R. Martin on stage and he just starts narrating Elden Ring gameplay, that would be the greatest thing I have ever witnessed.
I want Morgan Freeman narrating.
In this game made by George R.R. Martin and id Software.
The last thing I'm looking forward to, or I'm hoping is the next Dragon Age game.
Oh no, please, no, get it out of my face. Please, no. I don't want to think about it.
The next Dragon Age.
I don't trust BioWare at all to
next Dragon Age and the next Mass Effect.
Fuck that.
I was gonna say, you want to talk about the next BioWare project? I at least want to see what the fucking new Mass Effect is.
No Mass Effect, please. I don't. I remember Andromeda. Right.
That's not a game. Anthem. That never happened. Zach, get out of the 1970s time chamber. It never happened.
Anthem needs Anthem next.
Anthem 2.
Anthem next. Anthem
2 E3 2021.
I swear to God, if they announce Anthem 2, I'm gonna hurl myself into a garbage
If they announce
can.
Anthem 2, I have to pre-order and play it. I have to, because they had the audacity
to
do that.
If you pre-order Anthem 2 on your PlayStation, it's going to crash trying to pre-order it, and you're going to break your PlayStation.
It crashed your PlayStation. It crashed and almost bricked your PlayStation.
No, that's just a feature of Anthem 2, is you pre-order it and it breaks your console.
And before when they announce Anthem 2, they do a Peggle 2 and the entire E3 stream just crashes.
Hey, but that Peggle soundtrack though. That shit was fire.
Peggle 2 do be kind of legendary though. Hold up.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's gonna be, hopefully they make it good. Dragon Age.
Fuck that. I want a Bloodborne too.
Same, bro. They need. You know what they need to do? The one thing everyone's been talking about, and I'm like part of the conspiracy theory train with this too, is like every major PlayStation 4 game is getting like graphics updates and frame rate boosts. Things like Uncharted, things like God of War, things like Horizon, like all these first party games that were really relevant that people love. You know what the one game is that hasn't gotten like a graphics update? It's fucking Bloodborne. And everyone's like, why can't I play Bloodborne at 60 FPS? Why can't I play Bloodborne with like ultra high settings? Like,
why can't I play that where it's got 3-second load screens?
And like, everyone's been saying for a while now, they're going to remaster Bloodborne. They're going to re-release Bloodborne on PS5. It's going to be a PS5 game. And like, at first I was rolling my eyes at it, but like, it's been so fucking long now that they haven't updated Bloodborne that I was just like, I'm just thinking like, I would be down for it. Like,
so either they don't care about it, which can't be true, or they're working on a second one.
Or they're just working on updating the first one. I hope so.
All right, listen. I know I'm not the Nintendo guy. But there's one fucking game, Nintendo, we need to fucking talk about. Where the fuck is Bayonetta 3? Where's Bayonetta 3? Where is the shit?
Facts.
Where is the shit? Where the fuck is Bayonetta 3?
You know,
Bayonetta.
I could definitely see it there. I could also definitely
No, it's
see
not
them
gonna
just
happen.
I could definitely still see them keeping us in the dark and not giving us a damn thing.
They're not gonna say a damn thing about it.
I mean,
But you can't pull the wool over my eyes, Nintendo. I know it exists. We all know it exists. Don't give me this bullshit.
I mean, to be fair, Hideki Kamiya, the series director, did come out and say fans should reset and forget about Bayonetta 3.
Hell no! Hell the fuck no!
He said,
no.
I'm gonna pull a
Give
Men in
me-
Black memory wipe. No Bayonetta 3. Forget it ever happened.
No, you can't just put it out there and take it back, alright? You can't do that.
The Bayonetta 3 trailer came out December 2017.
Where is this shit? I don't care if you tell me this shit is canceled. Don't tell me, don't get your hopes up. Just either tell me yes or rip the band-aid off, bitch. Give me this shit. I want to play as this fucking hot witch. Give me. I want to kill things on a Nintendo console.
As of May 4th this year, Hideki Kamiya said that the game is still in development and is not canceled. He confirmed that once again it is not canceled. That was last month.
Where the fuck is this shit? Where is it?
Not
Where
here.
is it?
It's not here.
Where is it? I know it's not gonna be E3, but where is it?
I mean, it might be an E3. Hold up, it might.
See now, no, don't do this to me. Don't, no.
Maybe you guys ready for that new Sonic game at E3?
Oh,
They're not showing off Sonic Rangers at E3. Fuck that. They're gonna show off Sonic Colors Ultimate, and that's gonna be it. We're gonna see the full game revealed and played off, and because you could play through Sonic Colors in 3 hours. So there's gonna have a 3-hour live stream of the entirety of Sonic Colors, so you don't have to buy it. Okay. That's
Wait,
gonna happen.
hold up, wait. So there's apparently a rumor about a new Metroid title that's not Metroid Prime 4, possibly getting announced, being shown a trailer, and then also having the release date shown because it's close to finished product.
Yeah, I mean, I heard it was going to be like
rumored the new Metroid game for like years.
No. See, Metroid Prime 4. We know that's a thing. This is like a 2D Metroid.
Yeah,
a classic 2D Metroid.
I heard they were making a direct sequel to what was it? Metroid Samus Returns, which was the remake of 2.
I don't know exactly what it is, what the details say here, but let me read this shit. So let me see. A 2D Metroid game from Mercury Steam will not only make an appearance, but it will be revealed as a finished product with a release date just around the corner.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Mercury Steam made the remake Samus Returns through 3DS like 4 or 5 years ago. So I that would not surprise me in the slightest that they would allow them to make a fully fledged game.
Just drop it out of fucking nowhere, though.
I mean, that sounds like Nintendo, to be honest with you. I'm still waiting on the Metroid Prime trilogy, dude. Like,
I'm still waiting on Bayonetta 3, goddammit!
Like, why don't they just re-release Metroid Prime 1 through 3 on the Switch? You can do it. Just do it. Yeah. But so I mean, well, okay. Here's the thing. So it's guaranteed we're gonna get a Smash character unveiled at E3. Guaranteed.
Oh shit! Oh, true. We haven't talked about
who you think of me in Smash. I'll go first. Rex. Okay.
I'll go second. Killer Bean.
Okay.
All right, word. I'm gonna go third. All right. Listen. It's your boy, Skinny Penis in Smash. Let's go.
We're gonna just get a screen. Mario's gonna walk into a dark room. Okay, Mario's gonna go into a dark room. he's gonna walk around. He's gonna look slowly left and right. He can't see anything.
Hello there, plumber.
All we hear in the background is all we see in the background, we see a small green light start approaching to the screen, and slowly you hear Let's go! And it's the baby car in Smash. We did it, ladies and gentlemen. But,
the baby cart racing announced first.
okay, yeah, but in all honesty, what do you guys think is going to be announced as a Smash character?
The last one was
The last one was Mythra and Pyra. I think they got their boring first-party character choice out of the way for a lot of people with Mythra and Pyra. I think the next character is probably going to be a hype third-party
I don't know.
character.
Like, I feel like this next character is going to be like a type character. Like, I can't think of anybody else that'd be like, oh,
yeah.
So, you know, if they throw in Sora, then it's like,
it's too late for Sora. It's way too late for Sora. He's not. It's not possible.
Only half of Sora will make it.
Goku for Smash.
The bottom half, yeah.
The bottom half.
The one that's owned by Disney. They will make it.
Honestly, I don't know, man. I've kind of got to the point where Smash character hype, it's kind of gone because we've heard it all. We've literally heard it all.
Yeah, we don't know.
Like, what character can you think of that would be cool has not been like at least
That's what has me excited though, right? Because like I feel like they've put like everyone that everyone wants into Smash, or everyone that everyone wants has been either confirmed or deconfirmed at this point.
That's incorrect. Waluigi's on Smash.
That has been confirmed or deconfirmed at this point. Okay, where it's like, okay, this is probably not a realistic idea. This is a realistic idea, and we already kind of know what it could be in their wheelhouse. I mean, there's always names thrown out about Smash. People always talk about Crash Bandicoot. People always talk about Doom Guy. People always talk about Master Chief. People always talk about Bayonetta, not Bayonetta, Dante.
Bayonetta,
yeah, Bayonetta.
Yeah, they talk about Bayonetta.
People always talk about
True,
Dante. People always talk about Rayman. You know, characters like that. But
you can get Monster Hunter.
We could.
That would be the least
because they already had the Monster Hunter skin though, so I don't think that's gonna happen.
See, that's what I want Sakurai to do. I want Sakurai to take the rules that the community has manufactured and say, "Fuck your rules."
Yeah.
We putting someone in the game who's already in the game that y'all don't even fucking think of.
Yeah.
That's what I want him to do. I want him to whip his dick out on the table and say, "Look at it. It's mine."
That's what excites me though, is that like a lot of the ideas and preconceptions we have about Smash have led us to think, okay, everything that really could be done, minus like a couple of things, has already been done. What the fuck could they do next? Like, who could they put in this game next?
And
Zero from Mega Man.
Oh,
that's what has me excited though. We don't know. We're coming up with memey suggestions because of it, but like,
all right, listen.
the surprise is what will get me.
If you want to get technical,
Among Us for Smash.
If you want to get technical right now,
Jonesy
Shaquille O'Neal has his own line of videos.
All right, we're going into this.
Shaquille O'Neal is canonically a video game character.
Oh
if you
God.
give me the big Shaq Diesel in Super Smash Brothers Ultimate, I'm running down the street butt ass naked with a Shaquille O'Neal jersey
Oh
on,
my God.
helicoptering my dick around.
Oh.
All right,
What the fuck?
Jotaro for Smash.
let's fucking know.
All I'm gonna say is that like there's a limited pool of games and ideas and concepts they could pull from, and we don't really know what the direction's gonna hold for what Sakurai is gonna do with these last two characters. But there's a lot of really popular gaming IPs and franchises out there right now, some of which are on Nintendo platforms, some of which aren't, that I think could work perfectly for Smash. And I'm just wondering because like they've done so many different crossovers with so many different companies and characters at this point that I would, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if somehow they just make amends with Sony and they're like, let's put Kratos in this game.
That is
Like,
touchdown for Smash.
No, dude, PlayStation All Stars would be defunct if they did that.
It
They can't
already
do that.
is.
No, it's not. What? The critically acclaimed 2D
It already-
platform fighter PlayStation All Stars you're saying is defunct?
All of
right
the
now?
PlayStation All-Star characters are in Smash Ultimate.
Get your face out of my
You
face.
said all of them are?
You got Cloud Strife. You got
You got the guy
Joker.
from Killzone in there? You got Sweet Tooth?
You can make
Oh,
him.
okay. All right, where's Sweet Tooth? Shit, I didn't see him.
You can make him
No,
as a
you
new
got
costume.
Oh, where's
The
Nathan
cat from
Drake?
whatever that game was. The Gravity game.
Oh,
Gravity
Gravity Rush. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have her.
Damn, you got Ratchet and Clank in there already? God
You got
damn, that's
Nariko
crazy.
from Heavenly Blade.
Damn, that's crazy. I didn't realize they were on Smash.
But yeah, I really don't know who could be in Smash at this point. That's what has me excited.
Honestly, just give me Dante and give me someone I wouldn't expect. Just give me Dante. Dante is cool as shit.
Like I try to think of what I don't expect, but like what I don't even know. Like what could I not expect?
Like when I say Shaquille O'Neal is
Oh
a
my
video
fucking
game character,
God. We're doing this.
not like something as memey, but I want something as fucking left field as you can goddamn go.
What if they put like okay, hear me out here.
Touchdown.
No, that's stupid.
Yeah, whatever. Hear me out here though. What if they just come out and are like, here you go, Commander Shepard from Mass Effect, just in Smash Brothers.
That would be kind of hype.
That would be so weird, right? But like, it could make sense. But I don't know.
How they're going to introduce Master Chief? This is going to be a character that everybody's hyped for.
This guy has a gun.
Like Dante is just going to be there, and then Master Chief's going to come from the sky, land on him, and then pick up his invitation and say, "Guess I'll go," and then walk off.
Odie from Garfield Kart.
He is a video game character.
Let's stop.
Let's go.
Let's roll.
Oh God. But I mean I don't know.
For Smash.
Yeah, I can't. I don't think I can give a legitimate answer for Smash anymore. That's well's run dry, dude.
There are almost no characters at this point that would absolutely blow my pants off.
That are feasible at least. I don't think they would blow my pants.
No,
off.
see, I don't want to hear none of that usable shit. Motherfuckers took Minecraft Steve and put him in.
I just mean stuff like I don't think we're getting another Square Enix character because we've already gotten fucking like 2. So I don't think we're gonna get Sora, but Sora would blow my mind.
Why are we limiting ourselves? Why are we doing this? This is mashed potato samurai.
I just don't think it's possible. Put the Guitar Hero guitar in Smash Brothers.
Let's fucking go. I want Tom Morello from Guitar Hero World Tour in Smash.
Oh, that'd be funny. But yeah, honestly, I think Crash Bandicoot seems to be the likely pick. I wouldn't be surprised.
That would be so stupid.
I'm gonna set my expectation to Crash Bandicoot so that when they announce a crazy out of nowhere character, my mind is fucking blown. That's gonna be what that's gonna be what I do.
It's gonna be a Mega Man character.
Announce the player character from any of the Dark Souls games. And you got me hooked, bro. You got me hooked, bro. You get
the fucking dude on the cover of Bloodborne. Give me that shit.
Yeah, like, and the whole gimmick is like you die once, and then you essentially just like come back at half health, but you don't lose a stock or some shit like that.
Nah, how they're gonna do is like the more you attack, the stronger you get. But once you die, you lose all of it and have to build up the stack again.
See, that would be dope though too.
Yeah,
that would be so dope.
That would be kind of cool.
Like, and it would be like
put Father Gascoigne in the fucking
Father Gascoigne.
He's a menace.
You have his smash attack. He turns into the werewolf.
His smash attack is you die and you don't play the game again.
Tonight, Gammon joins the hunt. What's funny is I watched a speed run on Bloodborne. It did it in 34 minutes, and I want to try it now.
Oh, good luck.
GLHF, my guy.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So I mean, beyond Smash, there are other things I want to see at E3 too. You know, I want Nintendo to announce Pikmin 4, please. I like Pikmin 3 Deluxe, but that was last year, and now I need something new. And Pikmin 4, and I haven't had an actual Pikmin video game in like a decade, so please give me an actual new Pikmin game. I would like to see maybe something on Persona 6 or a new Persona game. Maybe if it's just a splash screen or something.
Hey man, I'll take a Persona 5 fighting game.
I'm sure we're gonna see something on. Oh yeah, that's true. I'm sure we're gonna see something on Splatoon 3. They already announced that game, and I'm sure they're just gonna show gameplay.
They announced a new Mario title.
I would like to see that, though. I think they'll probably announce maybe 2 Mario titles. Like I could see them announcing a 2D Mario game because it's been a while since we got a brand new 2D Mario
Soup
game.
is coming back, baby.
Yeah, and then
remake Super Mario Sunshine.
They already re-released it. I don't think they're gonna do it again.
Yeah.
But I mean, I could see them releasing like a Mario Odyssey 2 type thing or a new Mario like teaser. Of course, Breath of the Wild 2 for Nintendo. And then beyond that, I in terms of like other gaming companies and franchises, I want to see Psychonauts 2 for sure. I want to see. I'm actually really interested in seeing what Elden Ring is going to be like. Um, I want Sony to announce a new Infamous game for sure, but I don't know if they're going to do that.
That would be hype.
Yeah, if Sucker Punch could announce a new Infamous game,
But
be great.
there was going to be an Infamous game that was going to be an MMO type game. Because, a whole world, a bunch of people with new powers that were going to do it. And then nothing. Then they just stopped it.
Yeah, they probably just worked on Ghost of Tsushima instead. I don't blame them.
Yes, Ghost of Suki. Hey, Ghost of Tsushima 2, though?
Yeah, that'd be
too soon
cool.
for that?
Yeah, it's way too soon. I would hope
Way too
they don't
soon.
show it because it's way too soon. They put
Way
in too
too
much
soon.
time for that game.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I would like to see. I would like to see all those things. I would like to see all of those things. Though it's so weird, dude. Like I feel like we're in a really strange time period where a lot of the franchises like I don't know. Ever since like my whole world has changed ever since like shit like I don't know. I guess the dark age of my life was like 2017 in terms of games. 2017 to like 2019, where it was like, hey, every big game from every single year from that point that I was excited for like years, half a decade more, ended up being kind of a dud. From Xenoblade 2, sequel to my favorite video game of all time, didn't really feel it. Or Kingdom Hearts 3,
Trash.
long-awaited sequel to a critically acclaimed series that everyone was looking forward to and really wanted to get their sink their teeth into. Fucking garbage. Or
Trash.
Borderlands 3. We were waiting for it for so many years. It's gonna be great. And I mean, it was fun. It was fun initially, but it ended up being a disappointing mess, especially when the DLC rolled around. So, like, my expectations and my excitement for games has waned so heavily because I've grown so jaded. Because I've been like, okay, sure, I'm gonna be excited. I might be excited for a minute, but I'm gonna realize this game might not actually be good because I've been duped too many fucking times. So like in terms of setting expectations and finding things like that, I'm not really excited. But in terms of like, I'm excited about new ideas and new games and new concepts, because that's where a lot of things those are a lot of things that I find to be the most exciting. Is finding that new big game we can play together, like when we got Overwatch, or when Monster Hunter World came out, or like all these
Friday the
13th. Like all these new games that we're dropping left and right that are brand new to us. I would like to see that.
I mean, there was talks about a new Titanfall game.
No.
Yeah, I know that I heard about that, but I don't know. I think they're still because I think what they're planning on doing, right? Aren't they trying to integrate Titanfall into Apex?
No, it was the newest character that came out, Valkyrie. She piloted a Titan.
Yeah, but I meant more so like I thought the next Titanfall game was going to try to tie itself together into Apex Legends in terms of like how kind of almost how Call of Duty and Warzone are doing, where they're planning on making them connected enough to package them. But I don't know if maybe I'm wrong on that.
I don't know. I think they're smart. I would hope they're smart enough to keep Apex Legends and any new Titanfall games separate. Like the story could be together, but the games would be separate. Otherwise, it's going to be a big download.
I mean, no, I mean in terms of again like the Warzone integration from Cold War or something like of Call of Duty Cold War, where it's like
because that did so well.
Where like
boring.
Yeah, where like I mean this is EA we're talking about though, but yeah,
the next Call of Duty game at E3.
No.
Oh my God.
No.
World War II Vanguard. Boring. It's not gonna be good. Vanguard will not be good. Trust me. It's being developed by Sledgehammer, and it's probably just.
It's going to be a new Forza game though.
That's great.
Maybe we might see a new Gran Turismo game. That'd be fun. That'd be pretty something. I don't know. That'd be something.
Hey, the re-revival of Split Second though.
That would be dope.
Split Second was dope. split
Can
second
we
was
get
so
a good
dope.
Need for Speed game? God fucking damn it!
No.
No.
You'll take the Fast and
guess the
Furious
fuck not.
game with the shitty graphics, and you'll like.
We don't talk about that.
Wait,
We don't talk about
wait. Can we get more of that art game with Vin Diesel, please?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I need to play
There's-
Arc 2 with Vin Diesel, dude. It needs to happen.
I forgot all about that.
The other thing I remembered, it was that new IP last year that I don't know if it was Square Enix or not, but it was like that weird. We had no idea if it was a single player or MMO game.
Oh, Ghostwire Tokyo.
Is that what it's called? I don't remember.
I don't think it's Square. Is that Square Enix? It might be Square Enix.
I think it's Square Enix.
Ghostwire Tokyo. But that's Bethesda.
Oh, it's Bethesda. Okay, yeah.
I don't know. Let me see.
We're definitely going to see Deathloop stuff because there's been leaking. Well, not leaking. There's been more and more coming out about Deathloop. I'm pretty sure we're going to see that.
More hype for new IPs than I am hearing about a lot of these older games, because a lot of these older games, I agree, have been duds. A lot of these older games
and
that have been coming out.
They're reviving things. Yeah, they're reviving games and series that don't need to be, or that have had really sour tastes in people's mouths. Things like Mass Effect. BioWare is not really proving themselves to be very, very good with a series like that. So I don't know.
I typed in new IPs on Google and Battleborn dropped up.
Can we have Battleborn too? Battleborn was fun, man. Battleborn was a good game. It just came out at the wrong time, and they talk shit. They
talk shit on Overwatch.
They shouldn't have talked shit on.
They got hit, but they got hit way too hard, man.
It was unfortunate. Really,
I miss Montana. That was my dude.
Okay.
Big head or little head, big body, having ass with a machine gun.
Okay.
God damn it, I miss them.
Okay, do you guys have closing thoughts? Because we have to stop soon, and I'm tired, and I need to go to bed to wake up early in the morning.
I want something good. That's all I want, man. Which is asking a lot now, but like I don't know.
I think you might get it right out the gate with Elden Ring, but that's just me.
I just want this E3 to feel like something was done, because
there have
been like past E3s where like we'll all sit there together watching it for like 3 hours, 4 hours, and we felt like nothing happened. Like, it was all stuff we already knew. The trailers were so like short or like not detailed. It's like, but what is it? Like, I'm not excited. What is it? Like, I want to know what it is so I can decide if it can be excited. I don't want another E3 showcase that's just, here's what you get.
Was Cloud a Nintendo Direct, or was Cloud an E3 or Game?
Cloud was a Nintendo Direct.
Okay.
Cloud was a random Nintendo Direct in the middle of September.
To this day, dude, I still remember that was definitely the most hype fucking reveal I've ever fucking seen.
That was the one that broke expectations for Smash.
That was it, dude.
That was the one that's like anything's on the fucking table. I mean, Ryu was a little like, oh, that's cool, that's crazy that they got a character like that, but it wasn't really hype, and it wasn't really like, oh, well, Ryu could be on anything. But like, then Cloud was like, oh my god, that's the PlayStation guy. Like, how'd they get him in Smash? Like,
and there have been some really hype reveals since then. I mean, the fucking Banjo fucking reveal, hype as shit. But I still think the most hype release since Cloud has been fucking Sephiroth.
I mean, I don't know. I would say the most hype reveal was Joker.
I think Joker released at the perfect time.
I think Joker broke the glass.
Joker broke out of fucking no.
Joker broke the glass ceiling even further.
So many people were looking at it and it was like a new Persona game, Persona dancing game, another Persona DLC. What? Smash. People lost, and this was the time where people were like on their like 4th, 5th playthrough of Persona.
Yeah.
And still going strong. Right? Well, all you guys was like still playing Persona.
Yeah.
74th.
I mean, like
that released at the perfect time.
The big thing with Joker too is like, because like Cloud could have been like seen in terms of like justified for some people, like, okay, yeah, Final Fantasy games have been on Nintendo platforms, and I'm sure Cloud showed up in one way, shape, or form in some game, as a spin-off game or something. Okay, whatever, you could justify it. But Joker was like the first instance of like, this guy has never been on a Nintendo platform ever. He's a brand new character from an IP that's up and coming, that's not even associated with Nintendo. Like, that was like the mind-blowing moment for a lot of people, where it's like any character could be in Smash Brothers. And I think we've kind of it's been a fluctuating path now of like, hey, this character is interesting. Like, I don't know, I liked Hero's reveal, and Terry Bogard seemed interesting, but
Terry
then
Boogers.
you have characters like Byleth and Pyra and Mythra, which are like, oh yeah, I kind of expected that, whatever, don't do it again.
And the Piranha Plant.
Like, let me, and I guess this is directed towards the people who are watching this video too, because hi, you guys should subscribe and click the like button and do all that crap. But like, how do you get hype for some of these characters? How do you do it?
What do you mean?
Like, how do you get hype for Xenoblade titty bitches?
I mean, if you're a big Xenoblade 2
on
fan,
the heels of Sephiroth, how do you do that?
If you're a big Xenoblade 2 fan, because this is coming from this is speaking to an audience of Nintendo fans, and a lot of people play Nintendo games who would be playing Smash. So, I mean, I could see why people maybe. But I mean, like, to be fair, the characters with the most backlash released in this Fighters Pass have been Nintendo characters. The least hype character by far was Min. Like, no one gave a crap about Min when Min came out. No one did.
Byleth, no one really. I don't think anyone liked Byleth.
Oh no,
I don't think there was.
Actually, no. It's kind of the opposite. I mean, Byleth is simultaneous. If you look at the trailer on YouTube for Byleth's reveal, it is simultaneously the most disliked and most liked Smash reveal of all time. Like, it has the highest number of likes of any Smash reveal trailer and the highest number of dislikes, because Fire Emblem has such a dedicated and huge fan base, but there's also a very vocal portion of people who are just sick of Fire Emblem and Smash Brothers. So like, what?
Who's liking what?
What? Wait, what?
Who's liking? No.
The
way I'm looking at it is, I get that people are coming from a place of bias in the sense that these are their favorite franchises. These are the characters they want to see. But when you're looking at it, like, Byleth I believe Byleth was right after Banjo, wasn't it? Weren't they?
Byleth was after Banjo a few months, and it was also like right after Three Houses came out.
Byleth came after fucking Banjo.
Yeah.
Mythra and Pyra came after fucking Sephiroth. I get that there's this place of bias.
Well, it's not bias entirely, too.
I mean, I don't know, man. If you're more hyped for Mythra and Pyra than you are Sephiroth, I feel like. Granted, I have different tastes. I have different tastes than other people. That's fine. But I just.
For someone like as legendary as Sephiroth,
I just feel like the hype outweighs one character than the other.
It's also a cultural thing too, because like not every because like we look at a character like Banjo over here in the United States and we're like, this is really exciting. But I think a really good example of the dichotomy is like we look at Banjo, and here in America we're like, oh my god, yes. And then we looked at Hero from Dragon Quest, and everyone was like, who the fuck is this? Like, but like in Japan, it was the opposite. Yeah, it was the opposite in Japan, and I feel like that's kind of the case with Fire Emblem in a way too. It's like for people who aren't really into Fire Emblem, who aren't really fans of the games, they're like, okay, Byleth, the next Fire Emblem sword character, whatever, get it out of my face. But then people who are fans of Fire Emblem, maybe even a lot of people in the Japanese market where Fire Emblem is gigantic, look at Byleth and get very excited to degrees that we can't comprehend because we're not into the series as much as they are. So, and I think that's to a smaller extent with like Mythra and Pyra and Sephiroth.
So, but Final fucking Fantasy.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not denying that it depends on who you talk to and everything, the context and the hype. I mean, I was more hyped for Sephiroth than I was for Mythra and Pyra by a long shot, but I'm just saying, like, it all depends on who you talk to, you know? which is why there are some people who have never played Final Fantasy VII.
I understand that, but I feel like there was also a very large community of people, especially in comparison to Sephiroth, to Banjo. We've discussed the cultural difference between Banjo and Violet. That's fair, but I don't. There are definitely characters that are more fucking hyped than other characters. And that's.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I don't know, man. It's coming from a place where I've lost a lot of hype for a lot of these characters.
Again, like if you look at the trailer footage for Min Min, the view count for the reveal and everything, no one gave a shit about Min Min. No one gave a shit. Min Min dropped and it sounded like a wet fart. But with a lot of other characters, they at least drum up attention. Maybe some of it, maybe a lot of it could be negative with stuff like Byleth or Mithra and Pyra, where people look at it like, oh, come on, not this again. But it's getting a lot of attention from people. And people are looking at it and getting their eyes on it and generating some sort of buzz. And I think that's the big difference in terms of sure, some characters are more quote unquote hype than others, but I think what Nintendo wants is for people to get eyes on the game and on a character. And sometimes that just means having a character that, is controversial or maybe is seen as like a pick that some people really did want or some people really didn't want. And, versus like Min Min, which is a really safe pick. So I don't know. That's just me though.
Listen, I get it. I understand. I'm just sick of it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sick of all this shit. All right. I could go on a whole fucking rant on character unveiling and how leaking and
Lady D for Smash.
Boobs. But like fucking. I've expressed this to you a couple times, but this whole culture of thinking of everyone, searching for leaks, fishing for this shit, formulating every single opinion under the sun, exhausting everything. There's no hype anymore. There's none.
Especially after the Smash community, let's just say they fell so far. Let's just say that.
No, what I understand is I'm in a very small minority of people. Smash character reveals are still some of the biggest reveals in gaming. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I'm just, this is from my very small perspective. And I've just, for the most part, just lost interest. I can't do it no more. Because I've heard it all.
Yeah, I don't blame you. For sure. I think we've seen it all pretty much too.
What more can even be done? There's also the thing where it's like, okay, how many more characters can we add to this game before A, this roster is over the hell bloated? It already is getting there. And B, before who the hell's gonna care about the next character? How can you top the next character?
At some point, Smash the roster for Smash is gonna grow too large for the video game industry to keep up with, and they're gonna have to make more interesting characters in order to
or are they gonna start cutting characters again like they have in the past
games?
Yeah. Ultimate was the first game where every character came back.
Dude, the next Smash game, it's gonna be bare fucking bones compared to this. You're gonna see so much of a That's why I don't think we're gonna see the next Smash game for years. I don't think they
said that this one was the last Smash game.
Sakurai said that this is going to ruin other games, and I agree. He said that this would probably be the last one that he makes, but he also said that, hey, Smash Ultimate, this is never going to happen again. It will probably ruin other Smash video games in the future. And I agree, which is why I don't think Nintendo, once Smash Ultimate's a thing, I think they're going to try to ride this wave for as long as they can. We're going to see Smash Ultimate ported to the next Nintendo console. It's going to sit there for years like Mario Kart 8 has right now, right? And then they're not going to do anything with Smash for the next decade because they don't have any reason to. Because if they try to, they can't replicate Smash Ultimate. They can't do it. It would cost too much money, require too many licensing deals. They would have to start fresh with their own batch of characters and a few third-party characters or something and really tone down the roster. And at that point, maybe people will forget that Smash Ultimate was a thing. I don't know.
How can you forget this?
I Okay, yeah. We've been at it for like an hour and 15 minutes.
After
I gotta go to
Toad
bed.
for Smash.
That's real though. Wait, hold on.
I gotta get to bed. We've been at it for like an hour and 15 minutes. What are your closing notes?
Where the fuck is Bayonetta 3?
Yeah.
What he said.
Okay. Well.
Also, if you're one of those mofos who watch these and you don't click the like button,
Click the like button.
I'm gonna say a bad thing about your favorite anime. If you don't watch anime,
Everyone list your favorite anime in the comments.
yeah.
We
And
just
if you
want to
don't
know.
watch anime and
We'll
you
talk
think
about
anime
it.
is cringe like me, The Office is overrated. Get
Oh,
over
bro.
yourself.
When I looked through my dresser when I brought it here, I found an old VHS copy of episodes of Yu Yu Hakusho, bro. Like, I don't know where the fuck that came from.
That's
I was so
clutch.
excited. Oh no! Oh god, that was a weird tangent. Okay, yeah. So just a heads up to anyone who's stuck around this long. I actually kind of meant to put this at the beginning of the podcast, but I didn't actually do it because I'm dumb. I'm planning on live streaming the Nintendo E3 presentation the day that it happens. So yeah. If you're going to be awake and alive, then come hang out. It's going to be fun. We'll make s'mores. It'll be great. Also, Sonic Colors is still mid. And yeah, we'll be back probably.
Hey, whoa.
We'll probably be back a little bit later next week because the E3 stuff happens at a weird time. It's going to happen like after or pretty much during when we usually record these podcasts. So we're expecting to have some sort of a delay in when we're going to release the next one because we're probably not going to have much to talk about. And we're probably going to want to save our thoughts for when everything is shown off and we can finalize and kind of come full circle with the discussions we've had today. So yeah, thanks for watching. Podcast out. Sonic Colors mid. Yeah.